In this video, we will begin to create a custom wash in Photoshop. The following will be covered in this video: print to file, additional Photoshop tools for wash effects, another method for creating whiskers. We will continue working with the denim jeans. Let's load the most recent snapshot. Use the drop-down next to render to choose print to file. We can use print to file to help create a custom wash for pattern pieces. Print to file exports the pattern piece at full scale in PDF or image file. Here we can choose which patterns and their details we want to include in the export. We can choose the file format. Since we'll be working in Photoshop, we will choose PDF with textures or image. Let's choose PDF with textures. For resolution, we will leave it at 72 dpi as we don't need too much detail. We will include the fabric materials. This is useful to preview how the wash may look as we make it in Photoshop. We uncheck the rest of the options. There are options for what pattern pieces we want to include. In this example, let's just export the front leg. We only need one side since they are symmetrical. Uncheck the Select All option in the upper right corner to unselect all. Then click on the front leg to select it. If we want to make a custom wash for any other patterns, we could choose those as well. Click Export and choose a location on your computer to save the file. The file will save in a folder named after the file colorway. Look for a folder named Colorway 1. Open the folder and find the PDF. Right-click and choose Open with Photoshop. The file will open in Photoshop. A pop-up will appear. Change the Select option to Images. Click OK. Let's review more Photoshop tools used for creating wash effects. We now see a full-scale version of the pant leg from V-Stitcher. Let's start by rotating the image. Go to the main menu, Image tab, Image Rotation, 90 degrees counterclockwise. We recommend reducing the image size. This helps keep the BW file smaller. Go to the main menu, Image tab, Image Size. A pop-up will appear. Let's reduce the image size. We can use mathematic operations in the text fields. Be sure that Resample is checked. Click after the width and type /2 and click away. This will divide the size by 2. The height is also automatically divided. Click OK to confirm the change. If you're not sure where to start on creating a custom wash, you may want to use a reference image. This could be a photo of a physical sample or an inspiration image. The best reference image is a garment laid flat rather than worn. Using the Genealogia Dry Finish Gallery as reference is also a great way to practice. In this video, we'll be using a Genealogia Dry Finish as our reference. Pause here if you'd like to find a reference image or choose one from the Genealogia Gallery. If using a Genealogia Gallery reference image, click the image editor and use Edit externally. Copy the image into the same file as the print to file PDF. The image is added as a new layer. If you're using a physical reference image, open it in Photoshop. Copy the image into the same file as the print to file PDF. The reference image may not be the same size as the pant leg. We can adjust the scale. Be sure that your new layer is selected. Go to the main menu, Edit tab, Transform, Scale. Note the quick key is Ctrl+T or Command+T. Click and drag a white box to change the scale proportionately. To scale only one direction, hold Shift while dragging. Click the check icon to confirm the change or click Enter. Using the quick key, Ctrl+T, then right-clicking, we get a quick shortcut to the transformation options such as rotate. Hover the mouse over a white square. You will see a two-sided arrow. Click and drag to rotate. Another transformation tool that can be useful is warp. This function shows handles at the corners and along the edges of the image. Clicking and dragging a handle will warp that portion of the image. Let's rename this layer Reference. We can lock the layer so that we don't accidentally adjust it. We could use this adjusted wash as our final wash if that is all we wanted to change. Instead, in this video, we will treat this wash as a reference only and attempt to recreate it with some adjustments. In the previous video, we learned to create whiskers with the brush tool. In this video, we will show another method for creating whiskers using a template whisker effect and warping it. If you're using a mouse instead of a drawing tablet, you may find this method easier. We will start creating the whiskers on a new layer. Hide the reference layer for now. Next, use the elliptical marquee tool. If you don't see the elliptical marquee tool, click and hold on the rectangle marquee tool. This will show the other options. Set the feathering to 20 pixels. Click and drag over the image to create a wide oval shape. We will fill the shape with white. To quickly fill the shape, first select the black and white swatch squares. Then use Ctrl plus backspace or Command plus backspace on your keyboard. This quickly fills the selected area with the background color. Now we have a white oval with a faded edge. We can use this as one of our whisker templates. Now we can create a version with a sharp edge. Change to the rectangular marquee tool. Click and drag to select the upper half of the oval. Use Ctrl+C or Command+C to copy the selected area. Then use Ctrl+V or Command+V to paste. With the Move tool, we can move the two whisker templates apart. Select the half section. We see the layer is selected. Let's use a filter to soften the edge slightly. Go to the Filter, Blur, Gaussian Blur. Set the pixel radius to 1 and click OK. Now the edge is softer. Now let's see how we can create a whisker from one of these templates. First, you can watch this demonstration, then try it for yourself. First, let's turn back on the reference layer. We will move the whisker templates to the bottom of the image so that they are easier to see. This whisker can be recreated using the full whisker template. Let's rename the layer so that it's easier to identify. Then let's make a copy. With the copy selected, use the quick key Ctrl+T or Command+T. Hold Shift while dragging a white square to scale without maintaining proportion. Then rotate the whisker so that it aligns with the reference if needed. Click the check to confirm or hit Enter on the keyboard. Reselecting the whisker, use the Transformation Quick key. Next, right-click and choose Warp. The Warp tool creates points along a grid that can be moved to warp the image. The grid and the points can be tailored as needed. In this case, we will work with the default grid. Drag one of the handles along the edge to warp the area connected to that point. You can also click and drag within a square to warp the area. Click Enter to confirm the change. Now we have a new whisker from our template. If the whisker is too bold, we can change the layer opacity. For whiskers that have a sharper edge, we can use the half whisker template. You can also flip the whisker horizontally or vertically as needed. To do this, use Transform, then right-click and choose Flip Vertical. Here we can repeat the method using the half whisker. Pause here to try creating a few whiskers from the template using Warp. This method naturally creates many layers in the file. However, having each whisker on a separate layer can be useful as they can be easily adjusted without affecting the rest of the wash. If there are too many layers, you can merge the layers. Let's delete the unused template layers. Select the layers you want to merge while holding Shift on your keyboard, then right-click Merge. Rename the layer Whiskers. Remember that once they are merged, we won't be able to edit each whisker layer individually using the transformation tools, only erase and brush on the same layer. Now we have a second way to create whiskers in Photoshop. Let's save the file as a PSD for later use. In this video, we learned about Print to File and another method for creating whiskers in Photoshop. For more information on the topics discussed, check out the video description.